Hello everyone and welcome to this series of videos called AGS Like a Pro. Those videos are brought to you by the 7 Cities of Gold development team. What is AGS? AGS is the short name for Adventure Game Studio. It's a very nice freeware tool that lets you create 2D point-and-click games very similar to The Secret of Monkey Island, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, Day of the Tentacle. Those are classic low-resolution point-and-click games, but you can also make games like the more recent Runaway series or Deponia series, which are high resolution. And in our case, we are making a game similar to Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, so low resolution. That piece of software was originally created by Chris Jones. He made an amazing work, and nowadays, since it went open source several years ago, it is maintained by a handful of active developers like Ivan Mojilko and others, so kudos to them. Why do we say like a pro? AGS is freeware, so most people use it to make freeware games. People like fans or enthusiasts, point-and-click enthusiasts. But lately, people have been using it to make commercial games, games that are sold. You could think of Widget Eye Games or the Crystal Shard company, who have made games like Blackwell or Heroine Quests or a game like that. Um, they sell their games, which means that AGS has the capacity to be used as a professional tool. It is stable enough. It works on enough systems, but it can be quite tricky to use this tool. It has its flaws. Um, so let's investigate into that, and let's see how you can use yourself Adventure Game Studios like a professional, not necessarily to sell your game, but to be efficient in your work and produce the best possible game in in the shortest possible time. So what this series of tutorials will cover is four main topics. The first topic is scalability. That means that you want your game to be a large game, over 50 rooms, maybe 100 rooms. You don't want it to collapse under its own weight. That means that after some time, if your game becomes too big and you're alone, or even if you're several people, um, the amount of code that you write or the amount of graphical resources like backgrounds and sprites, all of that will grow. And after some time, if it gets too big and you're not organized enough, you will get lost. You will have to perform very repetitive tasks. You might make human mistakes. So you don't want that. You want it to be scalable. Virtually, you want your game to be infinitely big and not have any problems because of that. Safety. You don't want to make mistakes like losing all your game files just because your hard drive died or something like that. You don't want to lose work because two people edited the same file at the same time. You want to avoid conflicts. You want to have versioning to be able to revert changes, that sort of things. Safety. Third point is what we use big words, process-oriented work. But what we mean by that is that you are part of a team. There is more than one person working on this game. Maybe some people have the same skills. Maybe you have several programmers. Maybe you have several graphical artists. And so those people will have to work at some point with the same resources. And you don't want the people to wait on other people. That's what you want to avoid as much as possible. You want all the people to work at all times efficiently. You don't want any conflict in the work, and you don't want any bottlenecks in the production of resources. So we'll see how you can maximize that. And finally, you want to work with modern tools, if not modern methods. What we mean by that is that, of course, there will be AGS at the center of your work. This is your main tool, but around AGS you will use many other tools, graphical edition tools like Photoshops or Paint.net or whatever, but also for text edition, for scripting, for versioning. You will have a whole ecosystem of tools that you don't want to conflict with each other, with one another, and that you want to work well with AGS. So that's all for the introduction. See you in the next episode.